Well, people, I tell you, I tried to give my side of the story. Hopefully, that was going to be it. I get a message from someone showing Carmen and my daughter out at some restaurant, and I got to be the topic of their conversation. Why? I don't know. But I'm listening to the how deranged these people are. They really are sick. How can you possibly be at a restaurant with the camera on, and out of all of the things that you could talk about, you want to talk about me? Are you crazy? And then they're going to try to turn and flip a script like nothing that I talked about ever happened. And they just go on this dumb rant about Carmen's one conversation with me over the phone, and she's trying to entice me to come to Vegas to show her how to play this dice game. So I don't know, I was sent part of the clip, so I don't really know all that was talked about. But anyway, I'm going to give you the backstory to it. And I thought I had in my videos, but I'm going to go over it again. Carmen called me one time, and in that, she tried to blow things over about, oh, my daughter's so amazing. Well, I wasn't telling her everything that went on. So she's going on me once again, covering the reality of what's going on. So when she asked me, I asked her, well, what is so amazing about this woman? Because she was just going on and on and on. Well, what is so amazing about this woman? And she couldn't really tell me. All she kept saying was everything. Well, we have a tendency as Black people, we have a tendency to do that without giving explanation about what we mean. We make these blanket statements. And then when someone asks us, well, what do you mean by that? Then we want to get all defensive and we don't want to explain it because in a lot of times we don't even know why we said it. So that's a way to escape from giving an answer. So that's what that was all about. So I want to know what's so fantastic because you see, I already know you done stole money out my account when you were a little girl. When you were 18, you stole money, wiped out my bank account. And then later on in 2016, you tried to sell the family home. And then I find out, oh, you've been opening credit cards and loans in my name since 2005. So, yeah, I'm going to ask you, what is so fantastic about this woman? Granted, she did put herself through school. Nobody said she didn't do it. But Carmen keeps doing this. And I'm going to tell you what it really is. Number one, they need me or people like me to keep their content going and growing because they figured it out. Drama amongst Black people is far more interesting. So that's what they have to have. They need me. They need Nandy. They need Ari. I think D platform or no everything Ari. They need these people. They need us to make themselves important because here you get it's a great play. You have the when movies are written, you always have a hero and you have an antagonist. So we're the antagonists, and they are the heroes that get swept up and picked on, and they conquer all regardless. But anybody who's going to say, oh, she's marvelous and great, I would have been lying. I would have truly been lying had I gone along with the program. Oh, yes, she's terrific. She's terrific in some areas in terms of success on the real level. Oh, 100%. I would never deny that. But on this level with this sleaziness, no. And now you're going to really use me? Iris didn't do a damn thing for you but teach you bad manners because this is what she does. She loves breaking up families. She's had a history of it. And this is what this is all about. So she got you. Look what she got. A materialistic, snobby, and I hate to say it, folks, but I'm just going to come out with it. A snobby bitch. That's what she wound up with. And then then Carmen's going to talk about how could you, how I could never do this to my daughter. Your daughter ain't talked about you like this. Ashley's got more class than this. That, and I don't know if she learned it from you because you don't seem to have any. You want to keep stuff going because you have nothing else going. You would think that all this time you're spending in restaurants and talking about me and talking about Iris and how great she is, what's so great about her? You haven't said any concrete thing about Iris that she brings to the table other than raising somebody. She didn't raise her. She didn't teach her how to use a fork or a spoon. And I don't even think Iris knows if you give her a 5-place setting, she would know what to use first. So this is all done because Carmen really wants out. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep picking at me and poking at me. She wants me to come down there and take out a police report because they will arrest her. I did it on social media just to get it off my chest. But you keep it up, I will come down and fill out my paperwork. It Texas is not that far away from LA. And it's not like thousands of dollars to get there. So this is just ridiculous. Why do you keep messing with me? I should be the last person that you should want to bring up in a conversation. But somehow or another, you find a way to do it because you really want out your chicken shit, is what it is. You need to just say, I don't want this anymore. But you're just as sleazy as she is. So two sleazy people together is better than one. I would think that you would want to show your previous partner, hey, I can resurrect myself. I can do better than what I was doing with you and go on about it and be that. But oh no, you can't do that. You don't have any business. Where's your business? You should be out. There's a lot of festivals in Texas every weekend. You're down in some casino. You're lowering your standards. And you know what I think is so funny about this? Tae was all talking about my uncle was abusing her and stuff. No, I'll tell you what was going on there. He was making her stay up and do her homework. And she was trying to play him. That's what was going on. But guess what? I get all these messages about karma and this, that, and the other. Oh, homegirls got lots of karma coming because my uncle wound up being a serious gambler to the point that other than paying his rent and making sure he ate, all he was doing was spending his money on the track, on horse gambling. So you stuck with a gambler. So see, it came back to bite you. And I can already tell you what's going to happen with this. You can't win every time you go to a casino. It's not like that. And she's not the type, from what I've been hearing, Carmen is not the type to walk away. She can't get up until she's broke. So how many more things you think that's going to go through? And social media is changing people. The people who are charging on Facebook, after May, you only got 2 more months. You won't be able to do that on Facebook anymore. That's why they ran over to YouTube so that they can start monetizing over there because this is getting ready to dry up. But it's all about people. And as long as we have people who have no sense of morality, then this kind of foolishness can continue. And especially since they have the community of lesbian couples to support them, that's what's keeping them going. So they don't have to work a job. They just got to keep bullshit going because It's already been, you know, um, there's a study's already been done about it with Black people in the internet. We do more gossiping and watching gossip than learning stuff. So there's a lot of key things that are being missed because we're caught up in gossip. So much that we're willing to pay a subscription to hear gossip. That's the only thing that I don't see just floating on the internet is gossip, except amongst us. And it's a shame. We're not learning anything. We're not learning anything about the world around us as long as we stay caught up in gossip. And my daughter and Carmen are skilled at it. That's all they know how to do. I watched her do a live with this Dwayne guy. She was caught up in 15 minutes, at least, of trying to establish exactly where he lived. And if he didn't live in a zip code that said Orlando, then he didn't live in Orlando. Like, you really? I thought it was about finding out his knowledge about food and all this and how to eat properly and exercise. But she's got to go through this whole thing about where the man lives. Really? And then tonight I'm seeing them. So nobody can tell me, oh, well, that somebody told you that. No, I'm watching them. I'm seeing them for myself. Sitting up here talking about me even after all of this and trying to act like none of it ever happened. It happened, people. And if y'all are that ignorant, really, that ignorant, it has nothing to do with your sexuality or your sexual preference. But if you're that ignorant to continue to listen to this and to continue to pay for them to do stupid shit, then you really are stupid. And I never attached intellect to sexuality. I thought they were two different things. But you're just sitting up there watching these people supporting their platform of ignorance. So what does that say about you? I swear, I know plenty of gay people, transgendered people. I'm a people person. I've never met anybody in my circle of those people is not ignorant. They're very intelligent people and they're very smart. Now, a lot of them did have family issues, family conflict when they decided to be honest about who they genuinely are. But that didn't happen with me. That didn't happen in our household. That did not happen in my family. We're very accepting of people. I gave you all the story of how my father got his food behind a man that smelt like earwax 100 times over with tattered clothes and all of that. But I never knew until now that people were guided by their sexuality in terms of their decision making. I never knew that until now. Thanks for the wide opening education, because this is a shame. My daughter belittled me, and Carmen is sitting up there acting like I did something wrong. I'm just responding. I am a reactionary person. You do something to me and you keep doing it, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come back hard. Now, if you want to keep this going, then I will just come down and fill out the police report and let them take it from there. Now, I'm not playing with you. You need to stop. I'm not going to stop until you do. You keep it going. I'm not going to say anything anymore. I'm just going to get on a plane, come down there and fill out the police report in Houston and let them take it from there. Because guess what? I've already talked to them and they already told me what I need to do. And I cannot sue you in civil court. It's going to be criminal first, and then I'll sue you in civil court. Now, I don't think Iris is going to stand behind you like you're saying. She's only in it for the good time. And behind your back, she talks about you like a dog. But you go ahead and play up because you're still not really her granddaughter and you're still not partially white, not coming from that side anyway. And you're sitting up there like an idiot, continuing to poke me. You keep doing it. You will find yourself wearing an orange jumpsuit and people can maybe come visit. But I'm not playing with you and I'm not playing with Carmen. And Carmen, you're chicken shit because you're only doing this because you want out and you don't know how to just walk away. So if you piss me off enough, I file charges against her, she goes to jail, then you're out. You got your free out. But people, don't be fooled. Carmen is in it just as much as she is. Carmen is a lowlife. That's what I said, and that's what she is. You people who've been following her for years, I know you're so disappointed. You want to blame it all on my daughter. Granted, I think she did have some influence over Carmen, but Carmen is a grown woman. She's 60 years old. She should be, in 2 years, she'll be collecting Social Security. And I'm going to tell you something about that age difference thing. Because there's an age difference between, what, 12 years? Something like that. I'm going to tell you what happens. The older Carmen gets, she's going to start to look too old. That's what happens. Ask any woman who's with a man that's old, older than her. They start to get old. They start to look old to you. Iris is what? 70. My father was 18 years older than her. So can you imagine? Kind of see what I'm saying? It starts to look ugly after a while. They might try to keep it up, but it's going to start to look ugly. So then Carmen's going to start using plastic surgery and all of that, to keep herself looking young. But that body's still getting old on the inside. If you don't take care of that, you messed up anyway. But you need to stop messing with me. Now, why would I say, oh, she's so amazing and I know she's stabbing me in my face? Why would I do that? That would be now that would be somebody crazy. And you want to call yourself diagnosing somebody's mental state of mind? What about yours? Yours is really stupid. Really, really out there. Now, I don't plan to come on here and have to. This is not the platform I'm looking to do. You keep messing with me, I'm not even going to be going through this no more. I'm just going to fill out my paperwork, come down there to Houston. You don't even have to know I'm there. I know people in Houston too. But that has nothing to do with why I'm going to be there. I'm going to fill out my paperwork and let them come and knock on the door because I know the bank already did. You keep messing with me, the person who helped hook you up inside the bank, they're getting ready to go down too. So you're going to mess up everybody's thing. I was just going to make it public and let it go. But you keep messing. Keep running your mouth. I am not even going to address it anymore. I'm just going to get on a plane, come down and do what I need to do, and come back home. And like you said, now, folks, I want y'all to hang with me for 1 minute. The week of the wedding, Carmen is coming to L.A. Why would you want to be coming to L.A. on the week you're getting married? That says a lot right there. Out of all the weeks that you can come to LA, it's got to be that weekend or that week. I would think that you'd be preparing for your wedding. So see, that's a clue right there that she doesn't want the wedding to go down. She wants me to get mad enough to do her dirty work. Why don't you do your own? Why don't you just walk away? You're a coward anyway, so what's the difference? You walked away from a successful business. You walked away from your family. So you're good at walking away. So why don't you walk away from this? It's just a piece of tail, right? But it's a piece of tail that you did not know what you were really getting. And when people tried to tell you, I guess the tail was so good, because she keeps it smelling good, I know that you just couldn't get away from it. So you stuck. You're probably broke. And if it wasn't for social media, if these platforms, let me tell y'all something, these platforms, if this was to shut off tomorrow and they said you cannot monetize anymore, what would you do? You're 60 in a new land and you're not even doing your business. With all these festivals going on in Houston, I bet you this food truck won't be at one of them. And you're out here trying to quote unquote feed the homeless. No, you're not feeding anybody. You're not feeding anybody out of your pocket. And all you would have to do is feed them and write it off on your taxes. But you busy slipping in. I noticed tonight your degree of integrity is showing. You slip in that, well, you know, them cash apps and keep sending them cash apps and this, that, and the other. Now, at some point, even people who are mentally or emotionally challenged are going to have to wake up to you and realize you've been playing them. And it's so sad. But it's the same stuff my daughter did to her Uncle Danny. The same exact thing. Would run in his room and hide behind him so she knows how to use people of that community. She's had years of practice. And it's a shame that the families of these people are not stepping in and saying, what are you doing? Because all they're saying is, oh, that girl, she pretty. She pretty. No, she might be pretty, yes. I and her father created a beautiful human being physically, a beautiful human being. But the spirit that's inside of that vessel is horrible, downright disgusting. Always got some little snippy remark to say to somebody. You need to quit it. You better stop using all that stuff on your face and on your skin, because I'm here to tell you, I'm out here where they do it. And after a while, they got particular photographers shooting them, and not everybody, because everybody ain't going to be doing that editing and using them different lenses to make them look good. Trust me, I'm not even going to mention the name of somebody, but in person, she does not look like what she does on the screen. And I won't mention her name, but she was in a movie recently, not looking like that. But I'm about just had enough of y'all and enough of this. It's disgusting that you would continue this anymore. You've been found out and you're acting like it's no big deal. Stealing from your mother, who's only done the best she could for you, and you're ungrateful. That's what this is. You're ungrateful. The more a person does, the more you want. You don't give a damn about anybody but you. Even if it's negative attention, it's still something. That's the point. Even if it's negative attention, it's still something. And you thrive on it. You need it. You're like a vampire sucking blood. You need the attention. When I took you to this play when you were a little kid and they asked for children to come up on the stage, you were one of the first ones up there and you damn sure was the last one to get off. And I was like, wow, I said, you really enjoyed it. Mom, I loved it up there. I loved the attention I got. I was like, oh boy. Now you've made me into what? One of your enemies? And this is the way you chose to throw me out here, and then gonna get up there and act like nothing ever happened and say I threw you under the bus, that I got on live and talked bad about you. What did you do? You act like you didn't do anything. None of this would be going on right now, Tanesa, if you had not brought me up at all. As they say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And that's all you had to do, was not say anything at all. You could have introduced Iris as your grandmother, and that would have been the end of it. But to pit me against her, Some New Jersey piece of trash. You have got to be kidding me. She didn't teach you none of this lifestyle. And I didn't teach you to be rude to people either. So, yes, she gets credit for all of that. All of this new behavior that you have, you can go ahead and give her all the credit you want. I'm glad you're not saying that I did it. I appreciate that much. Thank you. But it was hard work, as you all can tell. She thinks she was what? Look up bad mom. I bet my name is nowhere on it. You weren't abused like you want to tell people. It depends on what you call abuse, though. If you call go to your room abuse, I guess it is. But you're not going to keep this up. You're not telling Carmen, Carmen, let's not go there. Carmen, let's not, please. We've had enough of this already. No, you are participating equally in it. Carmen brings it up, and instead of you stepping up for once in your life and saying something like, Carmen, we don't need to be talking about my mom anymore. Enough is enough. No, you chiming in like you ain't got a care in the world, like nothing ever happened, and you just flapping your gums, both of you. Now, I do have a bad temper side, and I'm not showing that. But I did send them a voicemail today. I really did, because I'd had enough of it. That's why I'm doing the live now, because I've had enough of this. I'm smarter than this. And I thought y'all were too, but I guess not. So I better check to make sure you don't have an insurance policy out in my name with you as the beneficiary. I better check into that too. Because knowing you, you probably did it. But I'm going to tell you one damn thing. If you did it, you better get rid of it quick. Because if I find out, you are going to jail. So busy running your mouth and being sleazy instead of showing that you can be intelligent. Now, I'm not having this anymore. I've had enough of you, and I've had enough of what you've done to me and the rest of this family with your foolishness, all because you're worried about your ratings and getting stars and cash apps and all of this and all that. I could see if people wanted to donate. Okay. But you're up here begging for it. See, that's different. You sound like some old sleazy preacher. Carmen, you sound like a sleazy preacher. And Tanesa, you sound like the sleazy wife of a sleazy preacher. Do you need to quit it? I'm telling you, it's an embarrassment. And you're not even thinking about your son. So I don't want anybody asking me to think about him. You're not thinking about him. Does a mother who's thinking about her son act the way you're acting? No. I can answer it for you. No. If you really are thinking about him and you think he's so amazing, then why don't you shut your mouth and learn to live your life privately? So people didn't know all of this was going on, see? I was getting all this hate mail, especially, I'll name the people. Gloria Joy with her little sneaky shit that she was trying to say. Then you got this Cheryl Creek. And then you got this Penny Satterfield or something like that. And then you got this deplatform Nandy and the crazy crew. Those are the four. And Nancy Weiner. Those are your five little minions that you send over to talk to me and leave nasty comments. I could be talking about the sky is blue, and they want to go change the script to something else about you and Carmen. And I had to tell them, look, on the page where we're talking about all this, you can leave all the postings you want. But if I'm over here talking about the sky or something like that, don't do it, because I will block you. And I don't block people. I love to see how people are thinking. But I can explain why I feel the way I feel. Somebody asked me, well, why do you feel that way? I can give them an explanation. You and your girl can't do that. Somebody ask you why, you can't give them a real answer. It's all this because I said so. That's not good enough. But I have had enough of you, and I've had enough of Carmen. And Carmen, you are too fucking old. You're 60. I'm 8 years older than you. You can't even be my child. You are 8 years. The most I can be is your older sister, and that's it. But you act like a fool. Matter of fact, you are a fool. Let's skip the acting like you are a fool who tries to play smart. So you want to keep antagonizing me until I turn her in. That way you can walk away. Well, guess what? I'm going to turn you in too. You keep messing, you going with her, but for a different reason. Or I have been known to whip people's asses. I'm not trying to whip yours. I don't think you want me to anyway. And I'm too old for that. I ain't trying to spend no time in jail behind some stupid ass wannabe call herself chef when she ain't. You're nobody's chef because if your heart isn't in it, that's what you're exhibiting to me. Because somebody who's really into what they're doing, shit, you would have broke off from your partner one day and you would have had another business started the very next week. Probably say, I'm going to take off a couple of days, but ain't nobody going to get my spice business and keep it. You can't even do spices anymore. You ain't tell the people that, did you? You didn't tell them, oh, part of the agreement is I can't do spices anymore. I don't care what name you choose. You can say doggy be gone. You can't do no spices, nothing that goes on food anymore. That's how silly you are. Because there's no way. If I had come up with all of that, yeah, we're going to have a different arrangement. We're going to have some understanding here that I might not be using that name, but I must continue with what I started. You can't even do that anymore. That goes to show you how smart you were in the negotiation process. And then you got Miss Princess on your arm, who's smart, but not smart enough to know the difference between a good contract and a bad one, because she really doesn't care. I'll give you an example. When it came to the house was built in 1920. People do not invest in these old houses because you got influenced by those shows where you can go in and do all these renovations. It's not even worth it. It is better to buy some land and build a brand new house on it, because with new construction comes new ideas, new safety measures, and a whole lot of improvements. Even though old houses might be around for 100 years, a new house, well, I haven't been around 100 years, so I don't know. But I would say with the new materials, yes, they're pretty strong. And if you want, you can use steel beams and things like that instead of wood, which is even better. But those old houses will suck up your money if you're not prepared to you have to go and do everything at once. Don't do it all in pieces. Do it all at once. Gut it, do everything you need, and then you're all right. But if you're doing patchwork here and patchwork there, it's not worth it. This bimbo was worried about the house, and I kept saying to her, I don't even like the house, but it sits 500 feet from the waterfront. It's considered waterfront property. Don't worry about the house. We can knock the house down and build a new one. Oh, I don't like the house. I'm like, what is it going to take to get through to you? It's not about the house. It's about the land that the house sits on. We own the land. Knock the house down. Now we got land that we can build a brand new house on. And in 2 years, this is what I plan on doing with the property, is building a very nice beach house. Something simple with large windows where I can appreciate the view of the waterfront. It's ideal. There's a fishing pier that's a 10-minute walk from the house that's open 24/7. And across the street from that is a boating ramp that you can put your boat in and travel the world and come back. So it's ideal. But Bimbo, all she's talked about was the house, the house. I was like, Lord, please, can you get some breaks? When does the brain sense kick in? But it never did. But I'm not going through this with you anymore. No, I've had enough, and that's it. I just need to do what I needed to do anyway. Just me coming on and doing this part. I thought this was going to be the end of it, but I see now you want me to be caught up in your whirlpool of nonsense and idiocracy. I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounds like it is. But I'm putting it on here so not only will the two people, Tae and Carmen, hear it, but anybody else can hear it too and maybe get the message back to them that they need to quit being idiots. She did wrong. And once again, like I said, now you get a chance to reset your clock and have a mommy that will let you be whatever you want. You can do no wrong in your mommy's eyes. That's her. You wronged me. You stole from me. You lied to me and on me. So I don't know what you get out of it, but you both better quit.